topic called friction. And let's first start with introduction. Place a book on a table and give a push. According to Newton's first law, the book should have continued to move with uniform velocity. But this is not what we observe. We observe that the book comes to rest. Therefore, we can imagine that an invisible force is acting between the book on the table, opposing the motion of the book. Hence, the book is coming to rest. This opposing force is called force of friction. Since this force is opposing the relative motion of the book on the table. Now, the definition of friction. The property by virtue of which a resisting force is created between two rough bodies which resist the relative motion of one body over the other is called friction. The origin of friction. Friction is a surface phenomenon. When a polished surface is viewed under a microscope, irregularities are observed on the surface. When one body is placed on the surface of another body, interlocking of these irregular projections takes place between two surfaces. When a force is applied on one body to move it on the surface of another body, the relative motion is resisted due to the interlocking of the surface irregularities. This force is known as force of friction, which depends on the normal reaction of the body. You might have experienced that 1. A ball rolling on a flat ground stops after some time. 2. If you stop pedaling a bicycle, it loses speed and finally stops without applying any brakes. 3. A moving swing comes to stop if you do not push it again. 5. A ball rolling on a rough surface comes to rest state earlier than the ball rolling on the smooth surface. 6. If we push a brick placed on a horizontal surface, it moves for a short distance and comes to rest. Have you ever thought why this happens? This happens due to opposing force which comes into action when a body moves or tends to move over the surface of another body. The opposing force which acts in the direction parallel to the surfaces in contact and opposite to the direction of motion of the body called friction. In all material surfaces, origin of friction is due to surface irregularities in the form of humps, valleys and even cracks, etc. Even a highly polished surface is not free from such irregularities when observed minutely under a microscope. When a body is pulled or pushed along the surface, the interlocking between the irregularities of these two surfaces in contact oppose the motion. You have also noticed that a body either slides, example, a child sliding on a slide, or rolls, example, a briefcase provided with small wheels is pulled on wheels over the surface or ground. The force of friction that comes into action in the first case is known as sliding friction, and in the later case it is known as rolling friction. Rolling friction is much smaller than sliding friction for the same two surfaces. This is why wheels are used extensively for transportation. Everyday life is filled with lively and notable examples. A. Where friction is useful, and B. Where the friction is hazardous. Now, where friction is useful. 1. Friction enables us to walk on the ground. 2. Friction between the pen and the fingers enables us to write. 3. Friction between the matchstick and the striking side of the matchbox helps the matchstick to catch fire. 4. It helps in making long ropes from short twisted fibers. 5. The brakes applied in automobiles work only due to friction. 6. It also provides the strong grip between the rough and engraved tires on oily roads, make the motion of the vehicles uncontrollable and lead to accidents. 7. Knots of the shoe laces can be tied only due to friction. 8. It helps in transmitting power from an electric motor to a machine by means of belts. 9. It helps in driving nails and screws across the wooden planks to hold them together. Now, when friction is hazardous, 1. It is harmful because